Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to take a look at the top 13 poorest countries in Asia. According to World Bank records, these countries have the lowest GDP per capita, indicating widespread poverty. But have you ever wondered how these countries became so poor? At number 13, we have India, a country with the 5th largest GDP globally. Notwithstanding, with roughly 269 million individuals living beneath the destitution line, neediness stays a critical test. The main drivers of neediness in India incorporate lack of education, orientation imbalance, inconsistent abundance conveyance, and the nation's quickly developing populace. Uzbekistan comes in at number 12, a former Soviet Union member and a rising producer of commodities such as gold, copper, uranium, petroleum gas, cotton, and grapes. Despite this, widespread corruption in the bureaucracy has resulted in the profits from these industries only benefiting a small portion of the population. This corruption and the resulting income inequality are major barriers to the country's efforts to lift its people out of poverty. Cambodia, at number 11, has limited human resources and high levels of income inequality. Despite recent economic progress, poverty remains a persistent challenge. The public authority has not made an adequate move to develop the important framework for diminishing neediness and working on the livelihoods of millions of its residents. At number 10, we have Myanmar, where generally 26% of the populace lives in neediness, with a critical focus on country regions where 70% of individuals dwell. The sluggish monetary development in the nation can be credited to unfortunate government arrangements, struggles under the surface, the shortfall of unfamiliar speculation, a huge import-export imbalance, and an absence of framework and mastery to take advantage of the country's regular assets. Timor-Leste, also known as East Timor, comes in at number 9, a half-island nation in the South Pacific that gained independence from Indonesia in 2002. Although Timor-Leste exports a significant amount of coffee, marble, sandalwood, and a rising quantity of oil and gas, many of its citizens still depends on subsistence farming. Factors such as rudimentary legal system, low but improving adult literacy rate, and underdeveloped telecommunications infrastructure are commonly cited as hindrances to the country's economic growth. Pakistan, at number 8, has abundant natural resources, but around 40% of its population lives in extreme poverty. The causes of this include government corruption and elitism, religious and secular conflicts, and a lack of democratic principles. The majority of the country's national spending goes towards defense, while only 2.6% of GDP is allocated to education. Consequently, nearly half of the population in Pakistan remains illiterate. Kyrgyzstan, the 5th most unfortunate country in Asia, comes in at number 7, with roughly 32% of its populace living beneath the destitution line. The primary contributors to poverty in Kyrgyzstan are its reliance on agriculture and disparities in knowledge and resources among its citizens. The country also has limited natural resources of value to the global market and primarily exports cotton and tobacco. Nepal, at number 6, suffers from political instability and corruption, an absence of industries, and a reliance on agriculture. Despite having abundant natural resources, Nepal has failed to effectively utilize and export these resources to other countries. Syria, at number 5, has suffered greatly due to the ongoing civil war, which has devastated the healthcare infrastructure and educational facilities. Starting around 2017, it is assessed that around 80% of the Syrian populace inhabited or underneath the destitution line, which addresses a 45% increment from 2007. Tajikistan, at number 4, is reliably positioned as quite possibly of the most unfortunate countries in Asia, frequently coming in second or third. The country's economy is ruined by an absence of a framework and countless talented people leaving, looking for better work possibilities. Tajikistan has one of the biggest settlement economies on the planet subsequently. The nationwide conflict during the 1990s brought about the obliteration of roughly 1/5 of the schools in the nation, denying offspring of training, which is urgent to calculate diminishing neediness. Yemen, at number 3, ranks among the world's least developed countries, with ongoing civil war, corruption, and poor economic management being the primary contributors to poverty. The contention has driven a huge part of its populace into destitution, with 79% of Yemenis living below the neediness line and 65% thinking about being incredibly poor. North Korea, at number 2, is broadly thought to be perhaps the most unfortunate country in Asia, with around 60% of the populace living in destitution starting around 2020. The nation's absence of straightforwardness makes it hard to decide its accurate neediness rate. The destitution in North Korea is generally because of the country's extremist government, which confines financial opportunity and causes boundless neediness. Finally, at number 1, we have Afghanistan, which is grappling with armed conflict, corrupt governance, and severe income inequality. The Taliban's takeover of the government in mid-2021 has added uncertainty to the country's economic stability, and the ongoing conflicts with ISIL and the Taliban's closure of female-owned businesses and ban on girls' education are not viewed as positive developments for economic growth. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and share if you enjoyed so far. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this.